know when you're like watching YouTube videos and then like it plays the next one and the next one and next thing you know it's 45 minutes later and you're like, why am I watching this cat jump out of a window? Like it's just very like tangential, I guess. It was, yeah. I've got one like really close friend. His name is Johnny, and I met him when he was 19 and I was like 22. So we have, or 24. Yeah, there's a gap between us, so there's like 7 years. But Johnny, and then there's another guy named Adam, and they were both in our improv troupe, if you will. And the two of them are like from Southside Chicago, and Adam is like hard. Like he's like, Southside Chicago can be pretty rough. And Adam is like, he does not take any crap from anyone, and his like day job was being like an appliance, like service appliance. Like, he serviced appliance for a company called Sears. So it was just a very interesting dynamic that he would be doing comedy classes, but also like fixing your washing machine, right? Yeah. And then like also skateboarded on the side. Like it was just, well, I found like a lot of those people were very dynamic. Like they had a lot going on with them. So that was Adam. And then Johnny is like one of the funniest guys like I've ever met. And he's like, I don't know, he's a character. He's absolutely a character. And I think we gelled. Like it's not often that you find a group of people that you instantly like click with. So I had a lot of good luck with those types of people. Yeah.
Okay, so you met them at class.
Yeah. And then we wound up like staying together. We wound up like finding each other in like level A or B or something. And then we wound up keeping this like tight-knit group of people all the way for like 2.5 years. Yeah. Cool. So that was really, really neat. And then like you have the weirdos as well. Like there's definitely like some comedy people out there that are like, it's just like they just like want it so much and then they can never turn it off. You know what I mean? So when you're trying to talk to someone that you're like, okay, I'm not trying to get like bit after bit after bit. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. And they just like don't know how. Like they're like, oh yeah, that's good, hey. Like, and you're just like, what? We're at a bar and like no one's watching you. Like what are you doing? Why are you being like this?
Do you feel like there are a lot of people with issues in comedy?
Yes, I do. And that's why I struggle with like me like identifying as comedic, because I don't have a lot of issues. Like I don't have like some of the stories. Like have you heard, I don't know if you have, there's a documentary called like Misery Loving Comedy or something, and it's about like, I think one of the comics, the question was raised like, do you think comedians are like inherently miserable? And the answer was yes, the really good ones are. And I'm like, well, and that's not me. Like I'm not misery. Like I don't identify with miserable. Like, and I don't know if some people like do, but like I feel like a lot of times comedy is like a coping mechanism for that. And whereas I'm like, I don't think I would consider myself like a comedian. I just like to laugh. And like I like to make other people laugh, and I don't think you have to be miserable for that, but maybe to be really good at comedy, you have to be miserable. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like some turning pain into like
laughter
kind of thing.
Yeah, and like, oh, like that's, yeah. I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't know, like choose to be miserable or, I don't know. Yeah. So I laugh at things that are like funny to me a lot and no one else laughs. So it's very subjective, I think, in that way, because I think timing is really funny, and so like the delivery of certain things make it funny, but that awkward pause and then the way that someone says something can be funny, but I interpret it like that way. I interpreted the way that somebody says something to be funny, whereas like it's not a joke, like no one else is laughing and I'm like, like, it's not,
I thought that was funny.
Yeah, like,
that was funny, no?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but if anybody else is watching this, I don't think they'd be like, oh, that girl, that's funny. Like, I'm not like delivering jokes. Like, yeah, so I think that's what makes it like funny and not funny. Because a lot of comedics or the people that I've hung out with can be a bit guarded, and I'm also like that a little bit. I think I'm a little bit like you get surface Jourdan, and then you have the like the intimate, or you know, as soon as you get to know me, you'll get more of my humor and stuff. So yeah, to be honest, like I think that some people are funny on stage and they can like turn it on. It's like a switch, like boom, 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 boom. Whereas some other people are just, that's just them. Like, that is just their life. They are just funny.
Yeah, no matter where they go.
No matter where they go. And that's Johnny, like my friend from Chicago. Like, he's funny no matter what. Like, I don't think he always tries to be funny, but I think that's where the beauty of it is like people who are funny who don't try. That's pretty sweet.
Is it just his comments or like the way he acts or his behavior or?
I think all of those, yeah, because he'll be like doing something and I'll be like, oh, well, that didn't work, and like he's like it's like internal commentary on his external goings on. Like it's like.
Actually, that would be really funny if you've got like someone who just has like internal commentary just constantly coming up with.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, like it's like. You're like, oh, I don't know. Like, and I think sometimes the people that you're with as well, like, bring it out. Like, so for example, I don't consider myself, like, and you could, like, I just don't consider myself funny. Like, I don't think, I have a vision of what's funny in my brain. And I'm like, yeah, that's funny. And I'd be like, oh, you're funny. Or Jimmy Fallon's funny. But I'm not like, I'm funny, if that makes sense. But in improv, I feel like I have the potential to be because I play with, a character or a friend. Because it always takes two, right? You have like at least one other person on stage with you to improvise, and that will create the funny, like the dynamic between the two people interacting. I think that's what's funny. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of like an adrenaline rush. Like, if somebody loses a game, if they're playing sports, I mean, I'll liken it to this, but if you lose the game, you're not like I'm never playing again. Like, you know what I mean? Because if you're playing it, something in you is like a desire. Like you're wanting to either be good or you're playing it for some reason. If you quit because it's hard, it's not really, you probably shouldn't be playing anyway. Like, you're like, why would you put yourself through that? If that's like, if you just want to be the best and not like work at it, then it's kind of like, okay, well, maybe you should change hobbies. Like, maybe you could try gardening. Like, I don't know. Like, yeah. So for me in acting, it's I can recognize in myself that I'm a happier person when I'm doing something creative. Mm-hmm. That's just weird. I didn't realize that until like recently, like probably within the past 2 years. Like I realized my life without acting or anything creative, and then with it, and it's just like night and day. Yeah.
What made you realize that?
A friend pointed it out, and then I kind of like, it was just a small comment, but that works sometimes. Like, have you ever done that where like someone makes a very small comment and it just like sticks at you? Like you're like, wow, that hit me like 100 bricks. I don't know. And then so I like thought about it. I was like reflecting on. He was like, you're a lot happier when you have acting, like, or when you're doing something like that. And I just thought about it, and I was like, I think you're right. Like, well, wow, what an amazing thing. Like, so yeah. There's like a principle. It's like know, be, do. Like, what do you need to know? And then what do you need to do in order to be that thing? So if I want to be an actress, what do I need? And then if I need those things, what do I have to do in order to get those things? And yeah.
Where did you come across that, the know, be, do thing?
When I was living in Houston, a very dear family friend of mine was like, Jourdan, what do you want to be? And I was like, I don't know. I was struggling with like what I want to be when I grow up. And I was 21 at the time or something. And he was like, well, he was like, well, don't focus on what you want to be. Focus on, the other things. So if like, help, it's kind of like a journey rather than having the answer right there. It's, like figure out, if you want to be successful, define what successful means to you, and then what do you need to do in order to get those things, and then in order to get those things, what do you have to what do you have to have? And then his example, actually, he used it as this is Mr. Ferguson, by the way, very, very wise man. He used an example as a ballerina dancer. He was like, if you want to be a ballerina dancer, what do you need to have in order to be a ballerina? I was like, well, I need to go to school. I need shoes. I need a tutu. He was like, okay. Like, I was like, well, okay, what do you need to like, the next level was like, what do you need to know? And I was like, well, I need to know like the industry. I need to know how it works, and I need to know the right people. And then he was like, okay. And then, so then what do you need to do to have those things? And I was like, well, you got to go to school. Got to go get those things. Yeah. So it was just like an interesting take on it. So basically that's improv. Like
Okay.
you ask, you'll say a line of dialogue, and then what they try to tell you is like avoid the questions. So you just take whatever I say and then think about how that makes you feel, and then say something back.
Okay, so avoid questions.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a rule. You can always ask questions. It doesn't really matter. But think about it like, oh, how does that make me feel? And see where you go with that.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
we'll try that. Okay. San, I ran into your ex-boyfriend at the supermarket.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you sound so excited. What, did you want me to ask him something for you?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Oh.
But what did you ask?
No, I didn't ask anything. You just sounded so pleasant. You're like, oh, nice.
Well, this is pleasantries, right? We're in a social setting.
Oh, okay. So are you actually saying that you're like quite upset that
No,
I
I'm
read it?
sarcastic, that's all.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, right. I feel like you guys have like some like unresolved tension there.
Uh-huh.
Maybe you should text him.
Do you want me to introduce you to,
No, girl, I do not need him. It's fine.
to my current boyfriend?
Oh, to your current boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah, like to hang out, to like play water polo together?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
What?
Just chill and...
You want me to chill with your boyfriend?
Well, you can bring yours along.
Oh.
Double dates.
San. Double dates. Like, we could go to like teppanyaki.
Yes.
Do you like teppanyaki?
Yeah.
Do
It's
you?
amazing. It's
Okay.
fun. I mean, like, they do the whole fire stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
chuck your food on your plate.
Yeah, that's it. And
Yeah.
like catch it in their hat and stuff.
Yeah. Catch it with your mouth.
Yeah. Can you do that?
No.
Oh.
It just misses.
Oh, okay.
So they cooked me another one.
Oh, that's good. You get
Yeah.
like two.
Yeah, I know.
I should go and like stand behind you and like catch all the food that you miss.
Yeah,
And I'll
probably
eat it.
you get a whole plate of it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I think you're being funny. What do you think? Don't you think she's...
Situation.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, thanks for hanging with us on the Convo couch, and thank you to Jourdan for coming on today too.
Yeah, no worries. I had a good time. It was great.
Great! Don't forget to subscribe on the links below and check out the links to Jourdan's profile too. See you next time.
Bye.
Yes.
Oh, excellent. If your neighbor has a microwave, then I do not have to come over today to fix the hot water.